What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim, back with another deck profile. This is Ian Rob's top 4 Buzzwole Garbodor deck from the Madison Regional Championships. I love Buzzwole Garb. Y'all know that I love this deck. Natalie loves this deck. We've seen some success with it in the past, and Ian Rob has got a cool new take on the archetype that he showed off at the Madison Regional Championships. Some top players have had some fun and some success playing with similar lists ever since. I know Azul was playing this deck as well and won a cup with it. Hey, there's Carl the Fly there flying across the screen. But anyways, this is a deck definitely to look out for at the North American International Championships. BuzzGarb is not done yet, and check out what this list has got going on that makes it so different and unique. First of all, we've got 4 unique Buzzmen GX. 4 Buzzwole GX, 1 of each type. Isn't that cool? 4 Buzzwole GX, we play a 2/2 Garb, as is standard in these non-Trashalanche Garbodor decks. And you'll notice that Ian is not hip to the 1/1 Trubbish split, but that's okay. We'll forgive even Ian for that. So we've got the 2 Acid Spray Trubbish, even though we cannot use either of them. We've got the 2 copies of Tapu Lele GX and 1 Baby Buzzwole, 1 mini Buzzwole here. So the 2 Tapu Lele, that's great. 2 Tapu Lele in a Garb deck just allows you to continue to hit your supporters, which can sometimes just be the roughest part of playing a Garb deck, is that you don't have that additional draw that other decks have, but your goal is to shut them down as well so that they don't have draw either. And then your deck is built to draw without additional draw support, and their deck is not built to draw without additional draw support. So that's the whole idea of a Garb deck. We need to get a quick Garbodor to lock down the opponent, make sure they can't draw too many cards, and then just kind of bludgeon them out of existence with a bunch of basic, very easy to execute attacks like Buzzwole GX Jet Punch and Buzzwole Mini Sledgehammer. Then once they have taken their 2 or 3 prizes, we start beast ringing and then attaching tons of energy everywhere and just blowing things up. So that's kind of how the deck is supposed to work. You notice there's no Carbink here, right? We don't need Carbink Break anymore, since Beast Ring more or less achieves that effect with just an item card. So there's no reason to play Carbink anymore when you can just accelerate with Beast Ring. I love that this deck is simple. It's very cool. I think 4 copies of Buzzwole GX it's different, right? I mean, because the Buzzrock decks are only playing 2 copies of Buzzwole GX and like 4 copies of this guy. This deck is playing an inverse relationship here. I think that the idea is that we slap Fighting Fury Belts on our Buzzwoles and try to knock out things quick and easy, and then once they take out 1 Buzzwole, then we just start Beast Ringing, locking down the abilities, and Knuckle Impact just does more than Swing Around does with this mini Buzzwole here. This card is actually not as good without cards like Diancie, without cards like Regirock EX, without Choice Band. This mini Buzzwole is not nearly as good as Buzzwole GX, whose Knuckle Impact can still do a ton of damage even without Diancie and all of that. So we do have Absorption. You can do Absorption first, right? That's great. Absorption for like 200, then you just follow things up with Knuckle Impact, and hopefully you've Jet Punched around and kind of soften things up on your opponent's side of the field so that your Knuckle Impacts that sometimes are only, doing maybe 170, 180 damage can get there to knock out whatever you need to on your opponent's side of the field because you've already Jet Punched a few times. Then the supporter line, very unique in Ian's list. We've got 4 copies of Cynthia, 4 copies of N, 4 copies of Guzma, 1 copy of Lily, 1 copy of Sycamore, only 1 copy of Sycamore. Ian, what are you doing here? But there is a reason for that. He plays a whole heck of a lot of Shuffle Draw, right? 4 copies of N, 4 copies of Cynthia. The N in Garbodor deck is a love-hate relationship, but it is so good. This deck will sometimes go behind in prizes, and then you just end your opponent to low, you lock them up with Garbodor, and then when they only have like a 2 or 3 card hand and no way to draw out of it, they don't have their Octillery because you have Garb up, they don't have their Zoroark because they can't trade because Garb is up, they have no way to draw cards, and then you just start hammering in with those Buzzwole GX, and you can really sweep up games very easily. Now you'll notice that Ian only plays 1 copy of Sycamore, 1 copy of Lily, 4 copy of Guzma. That's because he doesn't want to discard any of his energies. Only playing like 7 basic fighting in here. There are no max elixirs in this deck, so there are not a lot of basic fighting. We cannot afford to discard any of them. Ian wants to attach all of them with Beast Ring, right? So he wants to get the most most use possible out of his beast rings. So there are not a lot of discard cards. We're not really trying to discard things because we have very limited amounts of resources. So we want to make sure that those resources last into the late game. So we're going to be doing a lot of shuffle draw early. Our Guzmas are going to last because we're not discarding them with Sycamore. Lily just draws cards, and then you're probably going to shuffle draw most of them away after you get a turn 1 Lily, if you get a turn 1 Lily, which Lily is fantastic for this deck. Just going Ultra Ball for Lily early. We play a lot of Nest Balls. We play like 4 Nest Ball in this deck. So you're going to be getting your turn 1 Trubbish, and we have a ton of options to get the turn 2 Garbodor as well. So I'm excited to show that part off of the list because that's some of the most unique part about the list is these item cards. We've got 4 copies of Nest Ball. You think Ian wants to get a turn 1 Trubbish? Yes, he does. Nest Ball, fantastic. Free search. We're not discarding anything with Nest Ball. That is very, very good. And then Ian also plays 3 copies of Mysterious Treasure. There are no Ultra Balls in this list, which is absolutely wild, but I love it. Ultra Ball discards things. Ian doesn't want to discard things. He wants to discard as little as possible, so Mysterious Treasure, very good. The Nest Balls can get us Buzzwoles, can get us Trubbishes, and then what else do we need? The deck is literally all Buzzwoles, Trubbishes, and Lele's. Mysterious Treasure can get us Lele, right? Because you can't Nest Ball for Lele to use its ability. So Mysterious Treasure allows us to go in and get Lele for a supporter if we want to. I said you want to Ultra Ball turn 1 for the Lele to get Lily. I misspoke. I meant Mysterious Treasure. This deck does not play Ultra Ball. So, yes, we have the 4 Nest Ball, the 3 Mysterious Treasure. Mysterious Treasure gets not only your Lele, but also your Trubbishes and your Garbodors. So we have plenty of search here, and between Nest Ball and Mysterious Treasure, we can search out everything in this deck, so we don't actually need Ultra Ball in order to get by. And I think that this is very innovative, very different way of deck building. I love that Ian thought outside the box for this list. Very, very cool to see. We also play 4 copies of Fighting Fury Belt, which is fantastic. You just want your Pokemon to be as tanky as possible. You want your Buzzwoles to last pretty much forever, especially in the mirror match, since the mirror usually, when I say mirror, I mean since against Buzzrock. Since Buzzrock is not usually playing Field Blower, you want to make them knock out 230 hit point Buzzwoles. You don't want to have any of your Buzzwoles just have 190 hit points, giving them that extra 40 hit points while also shutting down their Diancie and their Regirock and stuff like that can make all the difference between your Buzzwoles getting KO'd and your Buzzwoles surviving. Then we also play 4 copy of Beast Ring to accelerate energy once your opponent takes down that first Buzzwole. So you usually lead the charge with Buzzwole. You're just jet punching around, whatever, softening things up. Then you're kind of just like asking for it. You just want your opponent to knock it out. Then you just start beast ringing whatever and your opponent to low and just sweep from there. It's fantastic and it works very well. We play 4 copies of Floatstone for mobility and to put on the Garbodor. I mean, Floatstone is the most ideal tool to put on your Garbodor. And part of what keeps this whole deck together is Order Pad. He played 3 copies of Order Pad. Crazy card. Just flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for an item card and put it into your hand. So Order Pad actually makes the deck more consistent. And you really think about it, Order Pad can be an out to a Lele. Order Pad, you flip a heads, Mysterious Treasure could be Lele for a supporter. Order Pad can also help you hit your Beast Ring on those very crucial turns. Order Pad can also allow you to get that Floatstone for the turn 2 Garb, right? One of the most worrisome parts about playing a Garbodor deck is trying to get that Garbodor up on the second turn of the game. 3 copies of Order Pad allows you to more consistently get that Garbodor into play so that you have a higher chance of getting the Floatstone, a higher chance of getting the Mysterious Treasure to go get the Garbodor. You just have better outs to getting the cards that you need since you don't have additional draw. You just have additional options to go get it. It's kind of like filling the same spot that maybe a Trainer's Mail would have filled. I mean, if Trainer's Mail were a legal card in this format, these could easily be Trainer's Mail, right? Just look at the top 4 cards of your deck, pick an item card you find there. It's kind of fulfilling the same role. Just allows you to hit your card combinations easier, so I do like that. I know a lot of players are playing the Order Pad with a copy of Random Receiver. I like that as well. So you can Order Pad for heads, maybe go get a supporter with that with Random Receiver. Now there is always the option that you run into Guzma with the Random Receiver. Maybe that's what you want though. Maybe you're going for a game-winning Guzma and you have Garbodor up. You could Order Pad for Random Receiver, hit a Guzma, win the game. So it is a pretty cool option to have there. We also play 1 copy of Choice Band. It's kind of odd. We have just that odd out there. If you want to boost your damage output even more. We have 5 attackers. There are 4 Buzzwole and 1 mini Buzzwole. 5 tools to put on our 5 attackers. Gotta love that. And plenty of tools to throw onto Garbodor. This deck has pretty much unlimited options to throw things onto Garbodor to make sure that that Garbotoxin ability stays live. I have seen a lot of players putting maybe a 4th order pad in here and also a random receiver just to kind of boost up the order pad logic of the deck a little bit more. And I do like those changes as well. They are definitely valid options. Moving on to the energy, I said we only play 7 copies of fighting, so very crucial that we don't go discarding those because we're going to want to beast ring them later. We've got just the 7 basic fighting, the 4 strongs. Of course, Natalie, there's 5 strongs in here, but that's okay. I don't know how that happened. There's 4 strongs. 4 strongs and 1 copy of beast energy. So that's it for the deck. Just the 4 strong, 1 beast energy, 7 fighting gets us there. We have the beast energy and the strongs allow us to get as powerful a jet punches as we can off with our Buzzwole GX, powerful sledgehammers, and then the basic fighting energy pretty much relegated for hitting those beast rings on those crucial turns there. So that's it for Ian Rob's top 4 Buzzwole Garbodor deck from the Madison Regional Championships. Definitely a valid option heading into the North American International Championships. Hope you all enjoyed the deck breakdown. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell. Check out all the sweet links in the description below, and let me know, what do you guys think of Buzzwole Garbodor, this new version, in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Peace.